Hey everybody, good freaking evening. This is what we're gonna call the tactical endgame conversion, focusing on converting material advantages and coordination, queen plus bishop. For these first 3 different games I played against Stockfish, mastery level, and one was regular casual Stockfish. So let's get to it. Key takeaways for this game is freaking Stockfish was black, I was white. This is what we call the shield technique. To finish the game in critical position, you must master these 3 pillars. The shield technique, activate king realism, and the mating net, restriction. Stockfish immediately goes to A1, I respond with B7, rook to B1, bishop to B6, which is when promoting a pawn against a rook, you should use your minor pieces like a bishop on B6 to physically block the rook's path and protect the promotion square. Now for point 2, active king realism. In the endgame, your king becomes the tapping keys. You march from C7 to C3, which is essential. This was essential. This is the restricting and mating net. Rook goes to A1. Let's go queen to B, pawn to B8. Promotion equals to queen plus 60 on the eval bar. Rook to B1. Queen to F8 check. King to G3. Queen to D6. King to G2. King to G6 check, F1, king to F1. Notice before, right, as freaking king goes to F1. Notice this, little attention to detail that helps me pull out a fork to take away black's only threatening piece away. Get it? Notice on the check. Hold this right triangle right here. And I take advantage of the king being on a light square, the same square on the rook. But queen takes rook to B1. King goes to E2. I immediately go queen to B5. D2 attacks the pawn. Bishop to D4 defending the pawn. Queen goes to C2. Queen to frickin' C6. King to B1. Queen to C4. King to B2. King to C6. C1. D5, bishop, king to B2, bishop to B8. The mating net. Don't check the king. Use your pieces to create walls. Even around move 15, bishop to A8 creates a luff for the king to move, but still is very restricted within this box. Right? This move, this cannot go. These king cannot go here, here. The king could technically escape here, but that would just be even simpler. The king goes here. It's just check. It's just check. Same exact problem as before. And freaking, let's see. Let me go back, that's my mistake. Let me just continue the game, my bad. Freaking queen to E2, king to B1, H2, stucking the king on the first on the freaking second round. On the first rank, I'm king to D4, B1, slowly slowing in my king, discover check, king to C3, king to A1, then queen to B2 checkmate. Discovery as the finisher. Using the pawn move like C4 plus to reel the bishop attack is the most efficient way to force the king into the quarter. Strategic checklist. Safety first. Does my opponent have a perpetual check or stalemate trap? If I am up a queen, can I force a trade of the remaining pieces and enter simplified king plus queen versus king win? The box. Shrink every area and the area the enemy king can move in. Every move should take away a square. No hope chest. Do not wait for the opponent or engine to make a mistake, but assume they will play the best defense and improve your position incrementally. Now, how do you use this? Chess endgame and 365 chess endgame training. Is an endgame tool is excellent because it forces you to play against a database and engine against the specific theoretical positions. Step-by-step practice. We identify the theme. Start with the basic mate, queen versus king. Rook versus king to ensure your box technique is perfect. Place coordination. Move your minor pieces. Minor piece endgames. Practice bishops, but pawn, the slow king to understand how to shepherd the pawn to the nth rank. The reset rule. If you take more than 15 moves to make a lone king with a queen, reset the position and try again. Aim for maximum efficiency. Analyze the draws. If the tool says draw by stalemate, take a look back and identify which square you took away that left the king with no legal moves. Let's get to the next freaking game. The second victory I have over Stockfish Mastery Level was even better. Stockfish was black, I was white. This is a queen versus advanced pawns, a focus to stop promotion, and king supported mating nets. The second victory over Stockfish demonstrates the growth and handling queen versus pawns transition. With the previous game was about coordination with the bishop, this one shows pure queen and king efficiency to stop, counter promotion, and finalize the mate. I immediately go king takes to g3. Pawn has 1, 2, 3, 4 squares of promotion. Immediately goes king to d5. I immediately go bishop to b8. Queen to b8. He goes freaking king to c5. I go queen a8. King to d6. Obviously I take the pawn immediately. Let's see. I take the pawn immediately. This is the study guide again, queen versus end pawns. Let's even go started. The main priority target was as we go to move 2 was go back. This pawn right here, this was the biggest start immediately. Why? Because there's only two turns it takes for this pawn to move. So immediately I had to eliminate the threat. It eliminated the most dangerous pawn immediately, simplifying the task into a single pawn defense. The diagonal harassment means 3 through 5 is simply just using the right triangle using a right triangle maneuvering on my queen to immediately get behind the pawn, which will always inevitably lead to it being taken, because once I move my king into support to cut off the king's opposition to getting to this square, which eventually will happen, it's all just about when. And if black pushes the pawn and the king, like for example, let's say black goes here, right? King just takes opposition. So black goes try to go here, king try to go there. Pushes the P. It's the same exact issue. It's the same exact issue. It was all about when will black's pawn be lost. Now let's continue from the position I was at. Queen takes a5, king to c6, queen to e5, and now 8 through 9. Let's go to 8 through 9. Was the king's march. King to e4, king to b6, king to d4, king to a6, queen to c5, king to b7, queen to d6, a7. Okay, I immediately take the b file, the immediate b file, force my opponent on the a file only. King to a6, I immediately go queen to b1, king to a7, c5, slowly gaining direct opposition, or near to direct opposition, and immediately get checkmate. Now, moves 11 through 13 were all just small boxing techniques. I forced the king onto the second rank, to the b file, which is just making the king only move 2 squares, which is inevitable checkmate. Now, while playing the game against the engine, you must be very wary of stalemate in the corner. The rule: always ensure your enemy king has at least one legal move until the very moment to protect H. Stockfish tricks. Engines also use the move to the corner, like move 14, and on the freaking see 14, king to A8 to bait a stalemate. Why? Because if king goes to freaking C7, if king goes too far out, baiting out a stalemate. Like king to A8, especially to bait you to move into a move that takes away all their squares. Your move 15, king 6, was perfect for me because it left the A7 square open for the one last move before the mate. It's basically saying, no, I'm not falling for the stalemate trap. Now let's get into the last and final study. As he brought up again, training with 365chess.com endgame tools. To replicate this mastery in other scenarios, use endgame training section on 365.chess While select the theory mode that forces you to find most optimal and fastest mates. If you make a suboptimal move, the tool will often point it out. You can import custom positions, or you can even do reverse training. Playing the losing side of Stockfish helps you learn nuanced moves like checking or heading to stalemate corners that make your opponents will try on you. Now, let's get to the final game. Promotion and precision restriction. Navigating blockades and mastering the king queen coordinations. Key coordinations from Stockfish Mastery that I played in this game. Stockfish was black, I was white once again. Blocking the blockade. You correctly identify the king as the key to unlock into position. I moved my king to a5. After key c7, king goes to a5. King goes to c8. I immediately take more space, taking off this square, this square, this square, this square, this square. And my bishop's main objective is to get here. Why? If the king tries to block promotion, now it would be impossible. So, declare and sacrifice. Move forward, playing bishop to c6. As I said, completely allows white's pawn to promote. This is a very small miniature fortress too. All the control of the squares that I have. The king can only get through here, but it doesn't even make a difference because we'll never be able to actually capture the pawn. And even to go move, king to e7, a7, king to d6, a8 equals queen, pawn to a8 equals queen, king to e5, bishop to h1. Moving this bishop to the h1 was a professional parapletic move. It tucked the piece away safely so it wouldn't interfere with the queen's movement or be subject to a random king attack during the hunt. Now, to even continue, freaking king to f4, queen to e4, king to g5, f3, simply making the box smaller, king to g6, king to c6, direct opposition, moving my king closer to the other king, g5, king to d5, direct opposition, same exact concept, queen to g2 to immediately force off all these moves, king to h5, king to e5, king to h4. I immediately go the opposite rank to bait the black king to try to take this bishop. King to h3, king to f5, and queen to h2, which was the whole point of this bait. I immediately go down here and checkmate the king. Why? King can't take bishop, can't take queen. Both are defended. King has all control of these squares, and the queen has control of these squares and the rest of this board. So the king is completely checkmated. So, the lasso move techniques. I didn't chase the king. I used my own king on e5 to cut off the entire middle of the board. The effect forced the black king into the h5 corner, making the queen to g2 checkmate inevitable. Tactical concepts versus the wrong benches. In many endgames, if you have a bishop that doesn't control the promotion square, a white square, with a 8-pawn promotion on a dark square, the game can be a theoretical draw if the enemy king reaches the corner. I avoided this technical draw by using my king to dominate the space before the king black could even settle the a8 corner. That is a vital lesson for over-the-board play. Do not push the pawn, and prove the king first. How to practice efficiency. Time drills. Go into endgame training, select king and click king, queen versus king. Try to mate under 10 seconds. Obstacle courses. Set up positions with your queen and knight and lone king, but also a few of your own dead pawns on the board. On the board, the pawns can't move. Practice navigating around them without allowing a stalemate. Disseminates the clutter of a real game. The engine tunnel war. Take any of the games that you played on that position in the last games, and try to win against Stockfish Level 8 using free theory moves than you did last time. Simply just cutting off slowly and making your position more efficient. Every single move from these games take about estimate 15 to 16 moves, and 15, 16, and 22, which is pretty solid against the hardest engine in the world. This is what I used. Thank you guys for watching. This is what we call clinical endgame conversion. I hope you guys enjoy. Love you all. Bye.